Hi, I'm Jack Lugo, and I want to just welcome you to this class, which is Balancing Healthy Emotions with Essential Oils. I've been using Young Living essential oils for 2.5 years now, and a little bit about my story. When I got started with Young Living, I purchased a premium starter kit that came with 11 oils and a diffuser, and I actually started because of my children. My son was 1 year at the time, and I really just was looking for something that was natural to help support his body, and I just was trying to go chemical free, and I wanted to clean my home naturally and just not use anything that I didn't need to that might be synthetic or toxic. And so I got started, and as I would use the oils on my kids, I just noticed how relaxed I was and how more at peace I was. And at the time that I purchased my kit, there were actually 3 oils that are no longer in the kit anymore that helped me a great deal. That was Peace and Calming, Valor, and Joy. And these blends have just such a profound impact on your emotions. And I started learning a little bit more about how useful oils were for emotional support. And I've never even taught a class on essential oils and emotions, even though this has been the primary way that I have used essential oils over the past 2.5 years. And so I thought it was about time to just start teaching this class and just share some of my perspective. And also, I really believe that a lot of times in our society, we are taught to ignore our emotions, to bottle them, and to just sort of push things to the side, when really the healthiest thing you can do is to deal with it in a calm, relaxed environment, a little bit at a time instead of all at once. And so that is something that I've been practicing for these past 2.5 years, and it has been a wonderful journey using the oils alongside prayer and meditation and just educating myself and learning to better myself. And so I really feel like the essential oils were actually sort of a catalyst for that whole process for me. And so I definitely wanted to share that with as many people as possible so that that I could benefit someone else's life. And I love the oil so much for many reasons, and I couldn't keep that to myself. So without further ado, I'm going to start with a set of slides and go through them one by one and tell you what this stuff is all about. All right. Okay. So balancing healthy emotions with essential oils. What are essential oils? Essential oils have enhanced lives for thousands of years, offering a variety of benefits from cosmetic and dietary purposes to spiritual and religious use. Young Living has been at the forefront of bringing this ancient tradition to modern users, introducing millions to emotional, physical, and spiritual wellness that can be truly life-changing. Let me see if I can put this in a slideshow mode. Perfect. All right. Oh, no, you can't see me. Okay. So these essential oils are extracted through steam distillation, resin tapping, and cold pressing. The purest essential oils are far more powerful than the botanicals from which they come. Anytime you hold a bottle of Young Living's powerful essential oils, you hold nature's pure essence. That basically explains it all, but I want to break it down a little bit more than that. Essential oils are the most concentrated version of the plant. So for example, if you were to ever get like a lavender leaf or a lavender flower and you were to rub it between your fingers, there would be a liquid that would come out, and that would be the essence of the plant. This is something that makes the plant what it is, and it's aromatic as well as therapeutic. And so an essential oil is just a concentrated version of that. You're taking several 100 pounds of that plant material and distilling the essence out of it and then bottling that. And so one drop really goes a long way. 3 ways to use essential oils. You can access the power of essential oils in many ways, but the most common practices include aromatic diffusion, topical application, and dietary consumption. These methods bring the pure essence of health-promoting botanicals to your home, family, and life. Aromatic is probably the most effective way to use your essential oils because it can go straight from your nose to your brain. It's really quick, and we're going to talk a little bit about how that works. But aromatic simply means either smelling it from the bottle or diffusing it. And an ultrasonic diffuser basically suspends the essential oil along with water into the air. And so you're able to smell it for an extended amount of time. And it's just a really cost-effective and wonderful way to not only scent your home, change the way that your home smells, but it also is going to impact you emotionally and help with things like stress and relaxation. Topical application is also a really wonderful way to use them. You can simply apply an essential oil to the palm of your hand along with a carrier oil, rub it together, and then apply it somewhere like your neck or wherever topically you feel like you need it. And then dietary is a great way to just bring overall health and wellness to your body. You can do this either by putting an essential oil in your water or in a vegetable capsule or even in something like a tea or lemonade. Depending on what the oil is, you might you can kind of choose which one you prefer to do. Now, we're only talking about Young Living essential oils in terms of the dietary consumption and really in general, because Young Living's essential oils are above and beyond anything you can purchase elsewhere in terms of their quality. And so I would never recommend to take another oil internally. It just wouldn't be, I wouldn't consider that safe. So moving on, let's talk about how essential oils can inspire a positive emotional state. You might love the way the fragrance from a fresh orange peel brightens your day. I know I do. Each essential oil's complex, pleasant, and unique scent triggers emotions and memories, which can help in your search for a more fulfilling and balanced life. Basically, an essential oil's scent is going to affect your state of mind. It's going to help you relax, find peace, balance, joy even. By using these essential oils every day, you can just create a routine of relaxation that will really benefit your overall wellness. And this isn't in the slides, but there's some statistics out there showing that the amount of stress in our daily lives, in our culture, is incredibly high. And this stress is actually killing us. So most diseases that we have today have a factor that is related to stress. So one of the best things you can do for your health, you might not think of essential oils as a health thing, but it truly is, because if you're lowering your stress, you're lowering your blood pressure, you are reducing your risk of other diseases by using essential oils to help yourself relax. And so I really believe in, emotional balance as a part of a healthy lifestyle. How essential oils impact your emotions. The limbic system of the brain plays a powerful role in creating different emotions and feelings, and is often called the emotional switchboard of the brain because it's responsible for carrying sensory input from the environment to the hypothalamus, and then from the hypothalamus to the other parts of the body. So essential oils can have a dramatic effect on your limbic function, your emotional state, how you feel, just everything. So it's related to the strong aromatic fragrance, and essential oils contain volatile molecules, or what volatile means is they're easily evaporated. So if you just put a drop of an oil on your skin, it's likely to just disappear within a few minutes. If you're not, it's going to absorb in quickly, and it's also going to evaporate quickly. And yet again, that's another reason why diffusing is such a great way, because you're combining it with water, and so it's being suspended in the air for longer. So essential oils, because of their tiny size, can make their way into your bloodstream very quickly, and they can travel directly to your blood-brain barrier through your sense of smell. So I don't know if you understand this, but when you smell something, it immediately can go to your brain, and essential oils, because of their tiny size, do that. Another thing about essential oils is that if you want them to last longer on your skin, if you're applying them topically, combining them with a carrier oil is a really great way to have them absorb into your skin slower. Identifying your emotions. Psychologist Robert Plutchik states that there are 8 basic emotions: joy, trust, fear, surprise, sadness, anticipation, anger, and disgust. Plutchik created the wheel of emotions, which illustrates the various relationships among the emotions. The intensity of the emotion decreases as you move outward and increases as you move toward the wheel center, and it's indicated by the color. For example, anger at its lowest level of intensity is annoyance. At its highest level of intensity, anger becomes rage. Opposing emotions are found directly across from one another. For example, loathing versus admiration. Let's explore essential oils you can use on all points of this emotional wheel. Joy or sadness. So these are to help you balance your natural feelings and create a sense of well-being. You can try one of the suggested oil or blends below when you find yourself with one of these emotions. And I'll real quick just say my favorites. For serenity, I love peace and calming. This is something that I would choose to use after a stressful day. If my kids or I just need some time to unwind after a very busy day, peace and calming would be my go-to. If I'm dealing with something more like sadness or grief, joy or white angelica would be my go-to. And actually, joy and orange are really wonderful together. Blending them together is fabulous. Present time is also great, but for me personally, I always lean more towards the joy, which is a very floral scent. And at first when I smelled it, I didn't love it, but over time I would come back to the bottle and smell it, and it's to the point now where I just can't get enough of joy. Trust or disgust. Again, these are to help you balance your feelings, and my personal favorites would be under the trust section. I love Harmony. Harmony is just, oh my goodness, I'm going to sneeze. And now it's gone. Okay, so I really do love Harmony. It's all a similar smell to Joy, but it's just beautiful. And this is something that personally I love to use when I'm dealing with working with other people, maybe a team project or something where there's going to be a lot of differing ideas, and the Harmony has really been beneficial for that. And on the other side of things, I love Grounding. It's a wonderful scent, and actually about grounding, the way that it smells to me reminds me of my grandmother's home, and she lived in the mountains, and so it's a lot of woodsy pine and fir sort of smells. And something about that scent immediately took me back to my childhood, to a time of peace and feelings of freedom and trust. And so I really enjoyed that blend for that reason, that I think it kind of brought me back to a sense of grounding. And I thought that that was really interesting because it wasn't something I planned or expected. And so I couldn't say that that was like a placebo effect by any means. I just got it just to see what it smelled like, really, and it was fantastic. So moving on, let's talk about fear or anger. So on the mild side of this, fear is, I don't know if fear is actually a mild emotion really, but on the one side of things, when you're dealing with fear, Valor is my go-to and my number one. I wouldn't use anything else, but there's an oil for everyone. So you might not like Valor or Valor 2 as much as you like myrrh or sandalwood. So that's what I love about these oils, is there's something for everyone. But personally, I love Valor. It's been the thing that I use when I'm struggling with confidence issues, or when I'm about to speak in front of someone, or group. Anytime that there's some sort of stressful situation, Valor comes out. On the other side, if I'm dealing with anger either towards myself or towards someone, and I just need some time to center myself and forgive, I'm actually really a fan of using Gathering. And I I've been using that one a lot lately, not necessarily because I'm angry, but I'm just drawn to it. And there's something to be said about that. Your body starts to crave whatever essential oil it needs during whatever time it needs it. And I really have loved that. Purification is also a really great blend. So if you're just dealing with something like that, the best thing to do is find one of these oils, whichever one you have, and just start diffusing it and go about your business. Anticipation or surprise. So anticipation's been a big one for me in the past when I've been really working on a project and I have a lot going on. Motivation and inner child have been lifesavers for me. I've just diffused that to help me stay motivated and stay excited. And then on the other side of things, surprise. I guess what that means to me, at least, is when life catches you off balance and you weren't expecting this event and it kind of throws you for a loop. Personally, I love release. It's part of the feelings kit that we're going to talk about, and that's kind of how I got started with it. And again, as with several of these oils, when I first smelled it, I didn't love it. But once I got started with it, I couldn't get enough. And so release has helped me going through several just times in my life where I felt off balance, where I felt surprised by how messy life was. And I'll tell you a story about it later on as we go through the feelings kit. So the feelings collection features 6 essential oil blends that will help inspire feelings of emotional well-being when they're diffused and applied topically. That's another way you can use them. And this kit is discounted. If you were to purchase each of these oils separately, it would cost a lot more. So it's a really great thing to buy them as a collection. I personally bought my collection when my daughter was just about a month old, and I was just looking to help balance my emotions. I was going through a lot of transitions in my life, moving and potty training and just, a whole bunch of things with my newborn baby. And so this kit helped me through that very hard time. Forgiveness contains an aroma that supports the ability to forgive yourself and others while letting go of negative emotions, and an important part of personal growth. When it comes to something like forgiveness, I do believe that is a very personal and spiritual thing, and I wouldn't say that this oil gives you forgiveness. What I would say is that when that is something that you're seeking in your life, it helps to have an essential oil to partner with. And so with pretty much all of these oils that I'm going to talk about, my favorite way to use them is during a personal quiet time or meditation where I'm just focusing on releasing the negative and accepting the positive. And that can mean for you whatever you want. But for me personally, that would be in a time of prayer and reading the Bible. And so this oil has helped me in times of needing to forgive myself or needing to forgive someone else. And I would apply it. I've even had times where, me and my husband were having a disagreement and I just went in the room and said, here, you need this oil. And I need it too. And I really do think that is a great way to use it. Harmony, as I talked about before, is a blend of scents that provides a very uplifting aromatic experience. Again, if you're dealing with a lot of people or maybe your own children, Harmony can just really help balance your energy. So this would be something great to diffuse during family time, especially if there's a lot of disagreements or stubbornness. Maybe even I might need this when I'm potty training my daughter here in a little while. Inner Child is a really sweet fragrance, and it can just be used aromatically. You can diffuse it, you can apply it topically. The biggest scents that stand out to me in this blend are actually the jasmine and the neroli. And so it's, to me, a very, almost a perfumey smell, but not the kind of perfume that we're used to. Like, I'm talking about the really expensive perfumes that, because, that is actually what perfumes originated as, is essential oils, and specifically jasmine and neroli were some of the oldest known perfumes. And And it's amazing because this essential oil is just a beautiful fragrance, and you can apply this and go about your day and wear it as a perfume. And it helps bring out just your inner child, helps you reconnect with your authentic self. So I personally think this is great for any time that you're working on something creative and you really need to reconnect with that inner creativity. So present time is another one that I definitely say is great for family time, when you just need to be present and thinking about what's happening in the moment and not distracted. So this is another beautiful, sweet fragrance that I really enjoy. I've used this in times where I was feeling flustered or just like I couldn't get stuff done, and present time really did help me to balance and get back to what I was working on. Release, I talked about before, is one of my favorites. One of the things that I found interesting about it was that when I was first using it and I was applying it a lot, there was a time where I laid down in bed after a busy day, and normally I don't do this. Normally I just go straight to sleep, but I couldn't sleep. And I just started talking to my husband, and I just talked about whatever came to mind. And the thoughts that came up were basically feelings that I had been bottling and holding on to for a long time. Some old traumas, some old sadness that I really needed to let go of that had been holding me back. And I had just been using this oil a lot during that time, and it came out. It just kind of bubbled up to the surface, and I was able to just release it and move on, and I've never had to deal with that again. And so you guys, might not really believe that the oils work this way, but I would just challenge you to pick something and try it. And it might work. It might work for you, and there's an oil for everyone, and it might not be release, it might be something else. But I'm telling you that each one of these oils has affected me in a wonderful way, and so I can't help but tell people. Valor, and also talk about Valor 2, which is what we have on the screen, are amazing for dealing with anything related to needing confidence and courage and just kind of that extra boost. And so Valor 2 doesn't really affect me as much, but I love the way it smells. It's woodsy. It's a beautiful smell, but Valor, the original Valor, is when you smell it, you'll if you haven't smelled it before, it is an immediate boost to your courage, to your feelings. And I've actually used this anytime that either there's a fear of conflict, or I'm about to get up in front of people and speak and I'm nervous. Anytime that I have a little bit of the jitters, Valor is my go-to for that. So what happens if you only have the premium starter kit? Well, there are oils in that kit that you can use, and I use them on a daily basis. You can add a drop each of lavender, frankincense, and stress away to the palm of your hand. Rub your hands together, and then just inhale slowly. You can either cup your hands over your nose like this, or you can just smell straight from your hands like in the picture. But inhale slowly for 30 seconds and just use that time to let go of your negative emotions. You can repeat affirmations, or you can say a prayer. There's the sneeze. So how do you get started? If you don't already have a starter kit, purchase one. It will be the best purchase that you've ever made. A starter kit comes with the diffuser pictured here, or there's a choice of a different one that's a dewdrop shape. You also get 11 essential oils. You get, I think, like about 10 sample bottles that you can give oils away to friends. You get these little sample sachets that are also to give away. And you get 2 packets of our antioxidant drink, Ningxia Red, that is just fabulous and amazing for just your whole body nutrition and wellness. So this premium starter kit is over $300 value, and you get it for $160. So like I said, it is one of the best purchases you could make. And what's great about this is that you get that 24% discount off of retail prices on any future purchase that you make. And there's no commitments, there's no minimums purchases. So, if you don't purchase again, that's perfectly fine. You're not going to be committed into monthly orders or anything like that. Secondly, you can, if you aren't wanting to get the whole kit right now and you just want to try one, you can purchase them as a retail customer. And either way, you can use my member number when you go to youngliving.com to make your purchase. So next, I want to talk real briefly about Essential Rewards. This is a program that you can sign up for at any time, whether it's when you sign up right now with your starter kit, or you can do it later. But this program allows you to make monthly purchases and earn a percentage back from each of those orders. And these monthly orders, you can customize it to your liking. And what's wonderful about it is that those points add up in your account, and you can later earn them for free products. So you also get the benefits of free monthly products and loyalty rewards at 3, 6, 9, and 12 months. There's so many other benefits to it, including discounted bundles that you can order, and you can fill your cart, change it as often as you like before the monthly processing date. It's really, it's a subscription box like you might get Etsy, or I'm not sure what other subscription boxes you might have heard about, but basically you can do that, only you get to customize it to what you want and however much you want to order. And there's no problem if you want to discontinue your participation at any time. So I really love it, and I've never found a reason to cancel it because I use so many of Young Living products in my home, and it's actually saved me a lot of money. The Thieves Household Cleaner is the one that I rave about all the time because it has virtually replaced every chemical that I used to clean my home, and it's completely plant-based. And so I have no issues with cleaning. I don't get nauseous or sick anymore, which used to be a problem when I would use a regular household cleaner. Resources. So we're just scratching the tip of the iceberg right now. Is scratching the surface of essential oils and emotions. So these 2 books here would be a really great place to start digging deep and practicing more emotional awareness and understanding what you're going through. Even if you don't think you have any issues that are pressing, our minds tend to push things down so that we can function normally. And so at some point they are going to come up, especially during a time of a lot of stress. And so Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils is a great book by Carolyn Mean. Or Dr. Benjamin Perkis has a book that everyone is raving about right now called The Aroma Freedom Technique. And this book, I've heard a lot of great things about it, and I'm really excited to get one for myself. So finally, we've come to the end of this class. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. And I look forward to answering any of your questions tonight and throughout the day. So just feel free to comment on this video or send me a message and let's talk. Let's talk about how you can use these essential oils to support your healthy emotions at whatever stage you're at. So it doesn't have to be something very dramatic. It could be something small like stress, but just learning to manage those emotions is going to benefit your health so much. And thank you so much for paying attention and for talking with me. So anyways, I'll talk to you later.